Presented by Listen Headlines. Latest financial news from trusted sources.
February 4, 1900 America, New York, why India's stock market is roaring. After a desultory decade, profits are expected to surge. February 4, 1900 America, New York, why stock market jitters have not so far spread to the credit market. Bondholders tend to be less starry-eyed than stock investors. Still, there are reasons to be watchful. February 4, 1900 America, New York, China may soon become a high-income country. Has it truly escaped the middle-income trap? February 4, 1900 America, New York, why the impressive pace of investment growth looks likely to endure. Supply chains, technological change and climate targets will all demand more capital spending in the 2020s. February 4, 1821 America, New York, Meta, Exxon, Snap. Stocks that define the week. Here are 7 major companies, including Meta Platforms, ExxonMobil and Snap, whose stocks moved on the week's news. February 4, 1821 America, New York, younger Americans benefited less from booster shots than older people. Among those under age 50, vaccination even without a booster protected strongly against hospitalization and death, according to new CDC data. Administering a booster in the Bronx last month. February 4, 1807 America, New York, Delta CEO asks U.S. to put unruly passengers on the no-fly list. The request came in a letter to the Attorney General after an increase in complaints about violent and disruptive passengers during the pandemic. Delta's chief executive called barring unruly passengers from flying a much-needed step toward addressing a spike in violence on planes. February 4, 1802 America, New York, Hertz hires a former Goldman Sachs finance chief as its CEO. Stephen Shear, who served as chief financial officer at Goldman Sachs until the end of last year, will take over Hertz and join its board on February 28. A Hertz Tesla electric vehicle on display in Times Square in November for Hertz's initial public offering on the Nasdaq. February 4, 1758 America, New York, President Biden extends solar tariffs with major caveats. The Biden administration extended tariffs on imported solar products but made changes to exempt many more products from the levies, a decision that angered some domestic producers. A solar panel factory in Haiyan, China. February 4, 1725 America, New York, can tourism ease the inflation pressure in Turkey? As people in Turkey battle a massive rate of inflation, could tourism help ease the situation? February 4, 1717 America, New York, BOFA lifts CEO Brian Moynihan's pay 31% for 2021 to $32 million. The pay increase follows a year of strong profits and a jump in the stock price. February 4, 1711 America, New York, Peloton draws interest from potential suitors including Amazon. Peloton Interactive is drawing interest from potential suitors including Amazon.com Inc., as the stationary bike maker's stock slumps and an activist urges it to explore a sale. February 4, 1700 America, New York, S&P 500, Dow Jones whipsaw may continue. Earnings outlook, Disney, Twitter, Uber, Alibaba. U.S. markets may whipsaw this week on another round of high-profile earnings after Meta and Amazon sent investors on a roller coaster. Disney, Twitter, Uber and Alibaba are set to report. Here is WH. February 4, 1642 America, New York, NASA, SpaceX scrutinize parachute system. One of the 4 main parachutes on a vehicle built by Elon Musk's space enterprise was slow to open when the spacecraft returned to Earth last month. February 4, 1622 America, New York, wake up and smell the cafe. A friend with a high-priced 1-year-old Hyundai recently had a flat tire. When he looked in the trunk, he was surprised to see that he had no spare tire. In an article one wrote 37 years ago, I explained why station wagons were disappearing and would likely never return. February 4, 1611 America, New York, stocks climb as investors weigh a surprising jobs report and Amazon earnings. Investors took the strong jobs showing as a reason for the Federal Reserve to move quickly as it starts to raise interest rates this year. February 4, 1559 America New York, the Winter Show, postponed because of COVID surge, sets April dates. One of New York City's leading art fairs will be set on 5 floors of the former Barney's flagship location on Madison Avenue. After being online only in 2021, the Winter Show will be held in person in April at the former Barney's Outpost. February 4, 1547 America New York, John Stankey and David Zaslav address Jeff Zucker's resignation. John Stankey, the head of Exxon and David Zaslav, the chief of Discovery, sidestepped intense speculation regarding whether Mr. Zucker was forced out. Jeff Zucker resigned on Wednesday after admitting he had violated corporate policy by failing to disclose a romantic relationship with a top executive at CNN. February 4, 1509 America New York, architects at a prominent New York firm drop their unionization bid. Citing a powerful anti-union campaign, workers at Shop Architects withdrew a petition for an election, but organizing continues at other firms in the industry. February 4, 1439 America New York, January 2022 Jobs Report, strong gains show resilient economy. The strong report showed the labor market's resilience in the face of an Omicron wave that kept many people away from work. February 4, 1359 America New York, how good are your answers? Key early-stage investing questions. Of all the things you could work on, why this? How does this eventually become a $100 billion business? What do you understand about this that others don't? What progress have you made in the last week? What are you really great at? February 4, 1356 America New York, yellow vests, pessimistic beliefs, and carbon tax aversion. I have become increasingly skeptical of the prospects for a meaningful carbon tax. Here is a new study. Using a representative survey, we find that after the Yellow Vests movement, French people would largely reject a tax and dividend policy, i.e., a carbon tax whose revenues are redistributed uniformly to each adult. February 4, 1323 America New York, Kohl's rejects $9 billion takeover bid, adopts poison pill. Retailer said its board would review other offers after several investor groups have expressed interest. February 4, 1300 America New York, crude oil outlook. Oil sets fresh 7-year high, $100 now in sight. Oil prices reach the highest level since 2014. U.S. storms and rising tensions between Ukraine and Russia open the door for $100.